Where in the world is Justin Trudeau, and why does it matter? I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist with the Toronto Sun. Now, I've been looking into where the PM's been vacationing, and it's not just because I want tips on where to rent a cottage on Georgian Bay somewhere. No, it's because his office hasn't been putting out accurate information. Justin Trudeau promised to lead the most open and transparent government ever. And of course, he often fails. We've been hearing about that in committee testimony at the House of Commons for the past several weeks. But on this occasion, his office put out an itinerary on Monday saying that he was in Ottawa in private meetings. Now, that doesn't mean he's on vacation. Those are marked personal days. Private meetings means that he's holding meetings, work meetings, but they're not open to the public. He's not telling people who he's chatting with. That's all fine. Could be cabinet ministers, could be staff. We don't need to know the details. Except that while they were putting out that itinerary saying he was in Ottawa in private meetings, meaning he was working, I was getting pictures sent to me of his motorcade in a place called Point Auberville, which is on Georgian Bay, several hours drive, or a short flight on a Challenger jet, if you will, from the Prime Minister's residence in Ottawa. I was also being sent photos of RCMP gunboats patrolling the marina, locals complaining that it was difficult to get their yachts and their sailboats out of the marina over the weekend. Oh, the lifestyles of the rich and famous can be so difficult at times, can't they? But I digress. Look, the PM was not in Ottawa. He was on vacation. And just like last week when they said he was in Gatineau, meaning the summer residence, Harrington Lake, it turns out he was several hours away, up the Ottawa Valley in a place called Swisha, Quebec, a place called Des Moines Lodge. I've never heard of it, but it is not only not in Gatineau, it's not even in the same region of the province of Quebec. Why does this matter? Well, first off, the Trudeau Liberals promised to be open and transparent, much more so than those nasty Harper Conservatives. But secondly, because this Prime Minister has a habit of telling us he's in one place and being in another. We found that out years ago when he claimed to be in Ottawa working, and then photos showed up online of, well, him snowboarding in Whistler. No problem that he's out west snowboarding, but don't tell us he's at home working when he's on the slopes. And this is the same way that this story came out. Locals sending in photos saying, hey, have you seen this? The RCMP is clogging up the marina. Hey, have you seen this? The RCMP is patrolling the waters of Georgian Bay. Have you seen this? The RCMP motorcade is taking up a big parking lot. Well, we also saw this happen when the Aga Khan trip happened. The Prime Minister sent out a New Year's Eve message saying how great it was to celebrate the New Year in Canada. No better place to be. Turns out he was on the Aga Khan's private island in the Caribbean, nowhere near Canada. And we only found out by asking questions. Justin Trudeau and his government are far from open and transparent, and the man has a habit of taking expensive vacations. So asking questions about this is not out of the realm of journalistic responsibility. And for everyone out there, including some top Liberals claiming that putting this information out there, putting out the region that the Prime Minister is vacationing in, puts him at risk, let me show you this. This is the Prime Minister's itinerary from July 3rd. It shows the exact address of where he was going to for an appearance at a food bank in Gatineau, Quebec. Now, why does this matter? Because it was the day before, July 2nd, that a man rammed his truck through the gates at Rideau Hall. He was armed, and he was trying to get near the Prime Minister and or the Governor General, neither of whom were home at the time. If me saying that he is in the Point Auberville area, a rather large region on Georgian Bay, puts him and his family at risk, and that I shouldn't be talking about it lest I encourage crazies to go stalk him, why was his office putting out the exact address the next day? And why have they done so since? This is a distraction. They don't want questions asked, just like they didn't want questions asked about the WE scandal. They don't want questions about the Rob Silver scandal. They don't want questions about the bad pandemic response, including giving a sole source contract to a Quebec company. They simply don't want questions. And now they've got an excuse. They're trying to say that any attempt to make the Prime Minister or this government look bad puts them at risk from people with mental conditions or a gripe against the government attacking them and lashing out. It's simply not true. And regular citizens and journalists like myself should not be stopped. We should not be silenced from asking the government questions about how they act, how they spend our money, and where they happen to be doing it.